Never forget when I was checking out at the grocery store, and first of all, if you were at a grocery store, don't comment anywhere really. And I learned this like working retail, don't comment on what people are buying, okay? They don't want to hear it. They're your customers. Be thankful that they're buying whatever they're buying. Don't comment on my water, okay? I remember the guy was like, you're gonna, you know what that stands for, right? And I was like, what, Evian? You know what it is spelled backwards. Naive. Now we all know. Am I gonna keep buying this? Yes. I also had someone comment on my Jenny's ice cream one time, and I think I've also shared this, but it was really I was just so offended. I'm at Publix, I'm buying the Jenny's ice cream, and you see the person like stop, you know, and you just can tell that they're looking at your food and they're about to judge you. Okay, it's coming, I can feel it, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like, don't make eye contact, you know, and she's like, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Do you know how expensive this is? Do you know how expensive this is? Yeah, I do. And her face, like her eyeballs almost rolled into the back of her, like it was, and that's coming from me, okay, like I'm expressive, but it was just like, you know, and she's like, I've never, I can't believe someone would spend this much on ice cream. I just, and you have 2 more, oh my God, you know, she's like going through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I think I was, you know, I was sweet, and I was like, yeah, you know, my friend's coming to town, like I hope I bought a whole bunch of it. Which was the case. This was like a couple years ago, which I really, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, my friend's coming in. I think my friend was staying with me from up north. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some of this because she's never had this. And, you know, even I said that because she wouldn't let it go. And I shouldn't have even had to have explained it. I should have been like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna throw it away. I'm gonna walk out the door and I'm gonna throw it away, okay, for all you care, okay? I didn't have to tell her why I was buying it or justifying it, but I was like, yeah, you know, my friend's coming in town, whatever. And she was like, oh, wow, 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 wow. I would never spend this much on ice cream. I would never spend this much. And she just kept going, going, going. And even the lady that was bagging was like, kind of looking like, oh my gosh. And finally I said to her, I was like, you realize you're selling this at your store. Do you not want people to buy this? And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, y'all are selling this, so people are gonna buy it, you know? And she was like, you know, and she was, I think I was a little snippier than that. I don't even know what I said. I'm not. But then I could never go back through her line because she'd always look at me like, okay, here comes the lady that's buying all the weird stuff. Just don't comment on my food, okay? None of your business. None of your business, okay? Good morning, friends. Or good afternoon. I like coffee on my face. Okay. Oh, this has been the, I mean, not craziest day, but it's just something so dumb just happened regarding ice cream, which I want to, okay, we're gonna get ready, all that, hence this, but listen, I wanted to talk about, and I think maybe the ice cream thing kicked it off because it was a funny story. It literally just happened like 15 minutes ago, but then I was like, you know what? I get questions, and over the years, like, what do you eat in a day? And to me, I'm like, never, because I'm not a, I don't want to say serial killer. I don't know. I don't eat the same exact thing every day. Not that you are if you do. But I don't understand that. And that would not be helpful because I eat different things all the time. But it's similar stuff. And so I'm going to give you guys kind of that if you do care about that. And just my philosophy on how I've always kind of kept myself in check. I think that's kind of a good thing for all of us in healthy ways. Because I do feel like I haven't changed it up. I haven't done different diets or tried different things. I've always felt pretty steady. When I do gain a little here or there, or I have lost a lot, I do know why, and I can share that as well. So I feel like it's been a lot of years of just kind of steady, you know what I mean? That I can actually share something good. And y'all know I'm just very transparent about everything. So I'll share all of all the goods. But anyways, I just wanted to do a video where I get ready. We were just gonna chit chat about all kinds of random stuff. I do kind of want to focus on that because I do feel like also I never would want to do a video where I'm just talking only about, I'm gonna really regret talking this much at the beginning of this video with no makeup on because, I don't know. Okay, whatever, let's get the makeup on, let's get this going. But I don't wanna do a video just called, let me talk about my diet, and then that's all we talk about. And I'm like, we could do makeup. I can be using some of my like new stuff that you may have saw in my last video, the Sephora sale is still going on through the 19th. So I will put that info below. There's a few more things that I'm gonna get. Now that I've really fallen in love with this stuff, I might order another one in one shade darker. The shade range in this is incredible. Whether you're super fair or super dark skinned, this is just really good, and there's a lot of different tones within each range. So that was very impressive. Okay, so these I feel are just attached to my face because I've had them on, I think, for an hour. Like, how shameful is that? I put them on, and then I was like, okay, let me make coffee. And then I like got all excited because I looked outside and I saw that one of my hibiscus plants that I bought yesterday, because that's a whole other story, we'll get into that, is blooming. Like, it just like popped out overnight. And so I went outside and like I filmed a reel, which I don't ever do. And I'm like, is it kind of cheesy? I don't know, but I was just like real excited. Okay, so yeah, I feel like that did pretty good. Okay, I'll link to everything that I'm using as I go. We're gonna talk a little bit about the makeup as I go, a lot of what I'm talking about elsewhere. Y'all know I think I do better when I just go. You know what I mean? So what's been going on this morning? I got up and I was like, look, I want to, and I'll link to this stuff, but I do have this new primer and I'm gonna talk about it more next week. So I have like a whole spring favorites thing, but I have been using this and you can see, it's one of those where you can like see how much you have left, which I love anything that has a packaging like that, I'm obsessed with. And y'all know I'm not a primer fan. This has been so good. So I already put on SPF and stuff this morning, my moisturizer, not this morning, but a couple hours ago. It was kind of like a slow going morning for me. I got up and I knew I was gonna film this video later and I wanted to do a get ready with me. So when I do that, if I'm not ready to film right away in the morning, I like put off getting ready all day. You know what I mean? Just so that I can like do the video. Cause you have, obviously you have to get ready with the video. So I did laundry and cleaned up the house some and just took care of a lot of things that I needed to do. And also, I've been trying to get my hands on this dang Dolly Parton Jenny's ice cream. Okay, Jenny's ice cream, listen, I think they started in Ohio. I live in the South, I live in Georgia, pretty close to Atlanta. And we have two of them. Like the first one that I ever ate at was in Atlanta, the first Jenny's ice cream. And then we have one really close by in Alpharetta, which is the one that we go to most often. I will link to everything that I'm using and it will be in order, so no worries. If you're like, oh, you're not talking about what you're using, it's like, I promise I'm gonna try to be like really good about that and putting it in the order, so it's not confusing. Okay, so Dolly Parton, first of all, national treasure, like especially, oh my gosh, like all over, but especially in the South, it's like, yes, queen. So she came out with this ice cream at Jenny's, and I've been talking about Jenny's ice cream for a long time, y'all know. You know, obviously we go there, but then I get it at Publix. The brown butter almond brittle is so good. I just got the skillet cinnamon roll, peach jam biscuits. There's actually biscuits in the ice cream. So they have a lot of like weird flavors, really like different ingredients. And this is that Eyelid Lip Serum that I love, okay? So good. Your makeup goes on right over it. I've been doing this for years, and I'm telling you, it makes such a difference. Don't put regular eye cream on your eyelids. I've said that for years, but it's not good. But this is made for this area. Okay, so anything that, you know, so you attach Dolly Parton to this flavor of ice cream, and the flavor of ice cream is strawberry pretzel pie. And also, if you're from the South, or maybe, why does this keep going off? Or anywhere, really, I don't know if like a Southern thing, I don't know, that made it like, you know, I don't know, just like holidays, and my mother-in-law is the one that introduced me to it. And it's this layer of, I'll put the recipe down below, okay, because it's amazing. It's a layer of, you crush up pretzels, mix it with sugar and some other stuff, make a crust at the bottom, like use like a glass dish, you know, like a glass baker, whatever, like a Pyrex, and then you do a layer of cream cheese whipped with, I believe it's powdered sugar, and then the top layer, you just get a little like frozen pack of the strawberries and syrup, and then you know, you mix that with Jell-O or something. I don't know, I made it a few times. It doesn't always set up just right. The Jell-O is to me like tricky, but my mother-in-law makes it and it's delicious. And so when I saw the strawberry pretzel pie flavor, we were like, oh my gosh, like I was texting my sister-in-law. I was like talking to my mother-in-law about it. I was like, oh my gosh, we've got to get this. So they released it last week. Website crashed, like nobody could get it. So then they had this big announcement that they were going to release it today at 12. Which maybe is why I'm a little shaken up, because I like just got off of this and it was like, it really offended me. So like I really want this ice cream. I like, you know, I'm on my phone like refreshing the website at like 11:58 all the way until like it released. I had my other 3 flavors in my cart because you have to get like 4 to check out. I ended up putting 1 pint of it. I thought I'm not gonna get 2 and get greedy. I just wanna get out of here. And then the website like crashed and would not let me get it. And then at 12:02 it was sold out. It was like getting a dang Xbox. Like I literally felt like I was getting it. Like I told Brad, I was like, listen, we gotta get on both phones. We gotta get on, you know, our computers. And he's just like, oh my gosh, Tiffany, like this is like the Xbox all over again. So long story short, I didn't get it. And then I saw they only made 5,000 of them. And I'm like, this is Dolly Parton. Like this is a company, like, and Jenny's is a pretty big company, you know? I just don't understand why they didn't make more. And it just breaks my heart. Okay, whatever. But I'll put the recipe for the strawberry pretzel thing. Now let's talk about health. We've talked about dessert, right? But here's what, like when I talk about ice cream, or I talk about anything like that, and in the past when I have talked about things on this channel, as far as like, you know, I don't know, health or whatever, it's all about not depriving yourself when you're like eating anything, right? Before I go on, this I'm obsessed with because it has hyaluronic acid. It's a little more moisturizing than the regular Clinique acne solutions that I love so much, but it still has ingredients where like you won't break out, but it's not heavy feeling or like greasy feel. Like it moisturizes your skin. You know, it doesn't make you feel dried out. It's just the perfect foundation. I do prefer it over the acne solutions. Like I never thought I would say that. Okay, so let's continue. So yeah, when you talk about the ice cream and stuff, it is all about not depriving yourself. Yes, I will blow it out. I will get like 3 pints of Jenny's ice cream. I'll have them in the freezer. I never scoop it out. I never eat a bunch. I literally will take the pint out. I'll take 1 spoonful of it, and that's good for me. And I don't feel like, oh, I'm depriving myself. Sometimes when I'm crazy, I might have like two spoonfuls. And when you look at calories on something, fat content, you're like, whoa, I mean, if you're just eating 1 bite of it and you don't feel like you're depriving yourself, do you know what I'm saying? I never want more because I don't feel like it's something special that I never get, okay? And I also really savor, like if I'm eating, we'll get into details and stuff in a second, but I'm just talking about like the overview and the whole, my philosophy. But like if I'm eating, like I really want to enjoy it, whether it's just, like I said, a spoonful of ice cream or something really amazing, like, you know, I've gotten my favorite pizza or whatever. Oh my gosh, like I always get, we have this place called Marco's Pizza, and I get a thin crust, and I think it's not called a Supreme, it's called like a deluxe or something, but it's basically just pepperonis, I think either beef or sausage, I think it's sausage, onions, green peppers, like green bell peppers, and mushrooms, and it's just so good, and it's the best pizza. But I'm not gonna like load up my plate and be like, you know, I'll have like a few pieces and I just like, it's just so good. And it's not because I'm really trying to slow down and savor it, but it's just, I don't know, that's just the way I always kind of try to be. And Brad eats so fast, and so when we got together, I was like, oh my gosh, like I started eating really fast. When you're a teacher, when you're on like a lunch break, or if you have a job where you have to be, you just eat so fast, like you learn to eat so fast. And so that's the thing, I really always try to slow down. I realize I'm like doing the most here, but I put a little extra on my hand, and so I'm just kind of using it up. But that's what's good, is that it layers, and it's a good time to try it, like I said, because you'll save, and I'll put all that info below through the 19th at least. And this is a copycat beauty blender, which I'm gonna tell my story like in full about what happened with that. I might do that at the end of this video. We'll talk about that in a second, but I do have the ones that I linked to before that were in the tube are good, but the second tube that I got wasn't so good. It wasn't that consistent. I found some more that are just like it, okay? Don't get offended that I'm using a copycat product, because I will tell my beauty blender story in full at the end of this video. Okay, I'm gonna show you some like actual snacks and things that I like and tips too. But that's just my philosophy, you know what I mean? No deprivation. Don't say, oh my gosh, I can never go through McDonald's and get breakfast. I can never eat bread. I can never do this, never do that. Now, there are dietary restrictions that people have. And again, I'm not a doctor. We all know this, okay? I'm just telling you guys my opinions. we all know this is not a channel on nutrition, but I feel that like certain people, you know, can't eat certain things, and that's one thing. But for me to say like, I can never eat carbs, I can never eat this, I can never eat that, well, that's just not realistic for me, like long term. And I feel like I've never heard of anyone that's stuck with the same diet for a very long period of time. I'm not talking about just years. And I think it's just about using your common sense. You know what's good, you know what's bad. I just feel like if you don't ever deprive yourself of anything, then you'll never want it so much, if that makes sense. I am all, like I said, for a fast food breakfast. If I went there every day, like if I were going, and I've said this so much, this is my biggest tip where diets are concerned, where your health is concerned. You're going to work every day, you're going to school, college, whatever, every day. If you stop through the drive-thru every morning, even if you're eating the healthiest, it is going to catch up with you because it's just a certain type of food. It's just not gonna work out. Go buy once a week. Hit it up on a Monday or on Friday or on hump day or on whatever you wanna do. Go twice a week if you want and make like a better decision one day. What I've been doing, because here's what, like I love a Chick-fil-A chicken, egg, and cheese bagel, okay? Even if it's a multi-grain bagel, whatever, that's good. Like it's fine to eat bread every now and then. If I really love the bread at a restaurant, I'll eat it. Or if I'm eating tacos or whatever. But you don't have to have like a giant loaf of something with every meal. That's very much how I like grew up, and I just never really liked bread. Like, because I think I was just like, I don't wanna eat rolls with every meal. Like I cannot do that. So, but yeah, if I go to Red Lobster, I'm gonna eat some cheese biscuits, okay? If I go to like a certain place, oh my gosh, if I go to Stony River, you guys, if you're in Atlanta, whatever, just head to Stony River. It's one of my favorite places. But their poppy seed buns or poppy seed rolls with the honey butter, it's like honey cinnamon butter, is just so good, okay? Now will catch up with you if you ate that every single day. If you eat that every now and then, you're gonna be fine. You're not gonna eat that piece of bread and oh my gosh, no, bread is not the devil. But it's going to catch up with you if you eat so much of it every single day. And the other day I went through Chick-fil-A. I was on my way somewhere and I was like, I really want a chicken, egg, and cheese bagel, like, but what am I wanting? I'm just wanting the chicken and the egg. Like that, I've always been like a big protein person. Like even when I was a kid, I just mostly ate like meat and stuff. Would mostly like that than anything. And then a bite of a good bread if I want it. But I mean, when you really look at that bagel, it is huge. And that's okay. Maybe like, I think, so what I did is I took the top one off and I ate a few bites on it, and then I was like, I don't really want this, I just want the egg and the chicken. And you can go through there and just get the folded egg and the chicken, and it's delicious and you're just as full. I don't feel like I have like a brick in my stomach of like a bagel, which who cares? Sometimes if I want the bagel, I'll eat it and then I won't feel guilty about it because, I mean, first of all, don't feel guilty about anything, but because I haven't done it all the time. You know, if you want it, eat it, but you can, and I know someone's like, oh, if you want to eat it, well, I'll eat everything. I get that, but if you don't ever deprive yourself, you'll find yourself reaching for healthier things because you know, okay, it's not such a, you know, big deal to eat this bad food. I don't know. So I have a family. I mean, I have a husband, a daughter, so I'm not like this single person, or even like, you know, before we had Olivia, whatever, and we were just eating, I mean, I think I cooked just as much then or just the same, but you know, I get it. You have a family, you're putting food on the table. You know, it's hard to maybe make the healthy things that you want to make, but I'm telling you, you guys, you can do that. You can eat at the same time, but make healthier choices. If your family really wants like a lasagna, great, make it. Eat some of it, but like, you know, maybe make yourself a good salad and like eat like more salad than lasagna, but you're not missing out on it. Or if you just don't even freaking want that, get something that you do want, you know? And a lot of times with me, like, it's not like I'm eating because I'm just like, oh, I'm so craving this one thing or this other. I just, you know, you're eating because we all have to eat. And sometimes it's like, okay, well, if I make this big meal, well, that's what I have to eat. Or, you know, I'm gonna go through the drive-thru because I need whatever. Or you feel like this pressure of like, even like I said, growing up, like always you have to eat bread, you have to eat this, you have to eat that. And it's like, no, just eat something healthy. These I really do like. You can get the ones that are like, you know, the chicken and stars, which are very low calorie. I think the chicken and stars are like 60 calories or something. And I'm not saying, you know, everything needs to be super low calorie, but I'm saying you do need to find some things that you do like that are healthy. I really do like these. I ate one that was the corn and pepper and it was so good. But yeah, it's a lot of veggies. It's like relatively low calorie and it fills you up, right? And it's easy to make. As far as like what my family likes, you know, they're pretty picky eaters, Brad and Olivia. Now I will eat anything, okay? Like I'm, whatever. They like just like chicken, bread, certain things. And so get a rotisserie chicken. Olivia loves broccoli and cheese. Like the things that she does like though are pretty healthy. She loves beans. You know, we eat more black beans, I think, or she does, than like any human being I've ever seen. So dinners can be very simple. You don't have to whip up this huge thing. Yeah, maybe once a week, like do something really special. But I also tell people, and you know, just use your common sense. Like I said, sometimes I'll eat soup, sometimes I'll eat, you know, chicken and whatever we're making. It's just hard to say, for lunch, I eat a hard-boiled egg. For dinner, I eat a breast of chicken with this and that and this and that. It would never be the same. That's just not realistic. So it's just hard for me to say. But my biggest thing is that I don't eat a lot of carbs. But where your family is concerned, yeah, make what they like, make what you know, have a range of things. You know, you don't always have to have, like I said, bread or this or that. But, you know, we're not frying things every night. We're not eating pizza every night. We're not eating tons of greasy foods. Olivia does eat a lot of carbs, you know, but she's a kid and it's just different from when you're a kid or when you're an adult with different things. With me, I have found that what makes a difference with me as far as weight is carbs. If I eat a ton of, like, I've never been a big French fry person, but occasionally I'll want a thing of McDonald's fries or some fries from Chick-fil-A. Once a week, once every few weeks, I'm not gonna deprive myself of that. Am I getting that with every meal? No, and if I did, I would gain weight, you know, and that might not be a very healthy decision just to be eating fried stuff all the time. You know, I do love veggies. Sometimes I'll get a salad here and there, but I don't ever feel deprived if I'm going through Chick-fil-A saying I'm gonna get a salad, because in my mind, I know, well, next time I can get this, or that's not because I'm eating a salad. It's just because I know in my mind that I'm not like hating this salad because I feel like it's what I have to eat. I feel like it's a choice, you know what I mean? And that's a part of not depriving yourself. So if you have too many rules, you're gonna really not like what you're eating. You're gonna resent it and you're gonna like be dying to get your hands on the stuff that may not be as healthy. But it's okay, again, I mean, if you eat it every now and then, I know easier said than done with some people, and I get that. And if you're really at a point where you need to watch your weight, you really need to lose weight, look at your current habits. How many times am I going to fast food? What am I getting when I get there? When I get there, I'm just like, oh, that sounds good, I'm gonna get X, Y, and Z. Maybe get what you normally get, but cut out the fries. You know, start small. Not so many sugary beverages. Drink more water. I'm telling you, that sounds so dumb, but it is like magic. Drink more water, okay? And we'll talk about sodas and diet sodas and all of that in a second. Think about what you're snacking on. Are you eating a lot of chips? What are you keeping in the house to snack on? Do you have snacks in the house? Keeping snacks in the house is good, because if you're like, okay, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm not gonna keep snacks in my house, that I feel is kind of, that I don't like, because then it's like, oh my gosh, I have nothing to eat. And you end up like eating the things that you shouldn't, or going out and getting something that's like too big. If you have healthy snacks that you can just keep. I love, okay, and I know not everybody's gonna like, but I know this is so dumb, but just keeping veggies in your fridge, okay? Like just carrot sticks with some ranch. You don't have to buy low-fat ranch. I am not big on like low-fat, low-sugar stuff. I think if you're gonna eat something, eat the real stuff, but just don't eat it all the time. Have ranch, you know, I'll put a little bit. I'm not eating tablespoons and tablespoons and tablespoons of ranch, but I want something to just dip my carrots in. And most of the time when I'm done with the bowl, you know, it still has the ranch in it because I've just dipped it in. Something very good too if you're sick of just carrots and celery, which I don't do celery, okay? No, thank you. Zero fun unless if you're like eating wings and you're just eating it because like, it's like balancing the wings, do you know what I mean? But who in their right mind? Like, no, I'm not snacking on celery. And if you are, good for you because it is very healthy. But something that I really like that is so good is sugar snap peas. So like in the produce department, like maybe like where the bagged broccoli is, like in the little steamer packs, you know, like in the fresh section, there's the little bag, you know, where they'll have like things that have like a mix of like cauliflower and broccoli and things, you know, that you can see. They'll have the little packs of sugar snap peas, or they might have them fresh or whatever. Those are so sweet and delicious and so good to snack on. to dip into ranch or to whatever. Those are so good. Like, I crave those. I know that sounds nuts, but they are so good. Also, I'm a chip person, and I brought these in here. We've been getting these for, I think we started getting them last year. I remember when we were doing like the Target pickup all the time, and I saw these at Target like online, and so I just started getting them all the time. And then when we started going back into the store, you know, like last summer, whatever, after the lockdown, we saw that they're actually in the section like where the Quest bars are or where the protein bars are, which you wouldn't think to look for them there, but they come in big bags. These are so good. I cannot tell you the last time I've had a Dorito or any chip really, like other than these. They're so delicious. So these are good. The loaded taco, they're low carb. And I think the whole pack is 140 calories, which I don't think it's that bad if you're gonna eat this, and they're very filling, okay? They have a lot of protein, that's the thing. So like if you're just wanting like, I don't wanna say like do this for lunch, okay? So like here's a bag of chips, okay? Sorry, I'm not doing it every day. But I'm just saying like if you're just wanting something to snack on around the house, or maybe you're gonna eat like a lighter lunch or like whatever, grab a bag of these and some salsa, which is like really low calorie, okay? The best salsa ever is at Target in the fresh salsa section, and it's mango peach, and I think it's their like Good and Gather brand. Oh my gosh, I buy like 6 of those at a time. I made fish tacos last summer, and just, or when did I start buying that? Yeah, it was around the time I was getting these chips. And I was putting that like on the fish tacos. Best thing you've ever put in your mouth. The ranch is really good too. And then also the chili lime. But I brought them up so I could show them to you because those are very good. So yeah, things like that, things like this, keep some good snacks, keep some little cheese squares, and then also something else that you guys may be like, okay, what? Like, is this the 80s? What kind of diet advice is this? But cottage cheese, okay? Now, I'm not like, well, I was gonna say I'm not like eating it like in the middle of a cantaloupe. But maybe I would. That sounds pretty good. Because I'm not a huge cantaloupe person, but that does sound like it could be pretty good. Don't buy like sugary, syrupy, you know, fruit to then pile on top of the cottage cheese or anything. Like, no. But, okay, cottage cheese, first of all, sounds disgusting. And it's like, what? How is this? But the idea is that it is satisfying and it is filling and it is full of protein. So you eat just the tiniest bit of it. It's like you're full. I hate to say this, but there's been times when like we have had a long day, like I've made Olivia dinner, like she's ate whatever, and I'm just like, okay, like I'm hungry, but I'm not making like some big thing for myself. I'll eat like just a little bit of cottage cheese, I'll eat some like veggies or whatever, and I'll just graze. Like I'm a snacker, I'm a grazer. Like I like to have things to snack on. I'm gonna do that regardless if I eat 3 huge meals a day or if I eat tinier meals. So I've just learned to eat tinier meals. And you know what I'm saying? If we go out or if we do, that's fine. If we go, you know, then I'll order a meal or whatever. But I'm not gonna like force myself to eat the whole thing, which that's like a whole other thing like in America, which I love, okay? I love a good plate of food. But you gotta let go of the whole guilt about, oh my gosh, I've gotta eat all of this food. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, I don't know. I'm just doing like a basic look today. I don't really, sometimes when I talk, I just lose track of what I'm even doing. That's the thing too. Sometimes my makeup, I feel looks like garbage when I'm done with these kind of videos because I'm concentrating on what I'm saying, I think, more than the makeup. And then sometimes I say really stupid stuff or I like put my foot in my mouth because I'm also not fully paying attention to what I'm saying because I'm doing my makeup, okay? So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. So whatever. So yeah, that's the thing. Like order whatever you want at a restaurant, but don't, you know, just eat a little bit of everything. I'm a sampler, like I'm a grazer, but I'm not going to like stuff myself. We gotta listen to ourselves a lot more. I think we're always just, and me especially, like, you know, as a kid, you're just, you know, finish all your food, you know, eat everything. And it's like, you don't have to do that. You need to like stop when you're full. Ooh, I wanna show you guys how pretty this is. And then I might do, yeah, I'm gonna do my blush in a minute. Okay, this stuff is so cool. It was from the sale as well. Fair skins use the pink, darker skin tones use the yellow, but it's a part of that. You can get it on sale right now too, but especially like if you're a little puffier, you know, like if your eyes are a little puffy or whatever and you have like that line or whatever, this really helps because you can cover your darkness with, you know, like the color with a concealer. But this really helps camouflage the texture under your eyes, which is really cool. And I do not like to put powder under my eyes at all, okay? Do not. This does not feel like, you can't like scrunch your face and like, ugh, it feels crepey. It doesn't feel like that. It feels dry. Does not feel like that. It's really pretty. Let's talk like breakfast. Okay, when I'm at home, I will get coffee. I will have water in the morning. I'll talk about my water situation in a second too, which is huge. That's like one of the biggest parts. I make breakfast for Olivia. I'll eat a little bit of here and there, but I don't make myself like a huge breakfast every day. Cracker Barrel for a moment. Let's just go, let me take you there. Okay, yeah, like, and then again, that's what I'm saying with America, like huge plates of food, right? You don't have to eat all this. But like, I'm a sucker for like a grandma's breakfast. I think it's literally called Grandma's Breakfast Sampler. That's what I get, okay? And it's a little piece of bacon, a little piece of sausage, a little piece of ham like this big, you know. You don't have to eat it all, but it's like you can sample. You get some pancakes. I might eat like a quarter of the pancakes, you know what I mean? Maybe not even all of it at all. Maybe just a couple bites of pancakes, but I'm like, oh, I've had pancakes this morning. And it's not because I'm like, Tiffany, don't eat it all. It's literally like, there's no way in hell I could eat all these pancakes. And then you get 2 eggs, which is great. And I love over medium eggs. It's like, yeah, you look at that meal and you're like, holy crap, like how many calories is that? But if you don't eat it all, or you're just like eating a little bit here and there, it's not bad. So don't think, oh my gosh, but then you don't feel deprived. That's just how I am. Don't eat and don't force yourself to not eat everything. If you're hungry, eat. But it's like, I'm just saying, these portions are out of control. And if you ate all of that, that's a lot of food. Do you know what I'm saying? So just don't, take that pressure out of your head. Just realize like, this is a lot of food. I don't need to eat all of this. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips before I do the rest because they're feeling really dry. And I didn't put any lip balm on beforehand. So I'm using the natural mauve. I did get the Bronzell, which I cannot believe how much of this natural mauve I've already used, but I love it. The Bronzell is really good too, but these are the best. They stay on so well. So don't deprive yourself. Don't feel like you have to eat everything, but order what you want. Don't go through the drive-thru every day. Don't have a habit. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't have a habit every single day. Anything that you do every day that is not so good for you will catch up with you. And so that's just what I try to, you know, but I'm saying, but in moderation, you know what I mean? If you do have to pick up breakfast on the way out every morning, like I said, go somewhere where you can just get, I think they have like a grilled breakfast sandwich now, which that honestly sounds depressing and disgusting to me. But, you know, just get the chicken and the egg. And they'll put it in a little thing and it's like, great. Or, you know, whatever, if you want a bite of the bagel, or like I do, order the bagel with no cheese because I don't need the cheese on there. Order the bagel with no cheese, that way it comes apart easily. You can take a few bites of the bagel and then it's great. You've had a little bit of bread. You feel like you haven't deprived yourself. You had a bagel, but you didn't eat the bagel. You didn't eat the whole freaking bagel because that's crazy. That's just like, it's a lot. And if I sit there, if I'm on the way somewhere, I could knock out that whole bagel, no problem. But then I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, like that was, I feel so full. Like I feel just as good after, you know, I feel just as full afterwards, but I just feel better. Do you know what I'm saying? Healthy snacks, water. Drink a lot of water. Okay, I know it sounds depressing, but get you some water bottles that you like, or get a reusable water bottle, fill it up a couple times a day. I buy water, I like to buy water bottles. Okay, I'm sorry. I used to buy the Penta, but then they changed their bottle design and it sucks and I just don't like the bottle, so I'm not gonna spend the money on that. I like the Essentia. The Essentia is probably my favorite. I really love the Evian bottles. I think they're perfect. And I know that sounds silly, but it's like just the size of it. I like the opening. I don't like those big wide mouth openings that they're doing with a lot, which is what ruined the Penta in my experience, in my opinion. So I drink this and then I'll fill it up with fridge water, you know, like from the fridge or wherever. And then, yeah, and then I finish 2 of those a day and it's not hard. And then at night, a lot of times I'll fill it up again. Like I drink a lot of water, but I also drink a lot of soda. I really like soda. I like diet sodas, okay? And you might think, oh, well, this is fine. You know, this isn't bad for me. I'm gonna do my blush last. Just FYI, I didn't forget that. You know, oh, this soda isn't bad for me or whatever, because it's diet, you know, no calories. That's fine, okay? But I crave, like I used to not crave sweets at all, okay? At all. My whole life, like I would drink, and that was when I hated diet sodas, you know, like in college, hated diet soda. I would drink regular like Coke or regular Pepsi or whatever, but I might have just like 1 a day. And when you say like how much sugar, how much calories, well, Yeah, but I'm not eating sweets elsewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not like then craving a cake or craving, and again, I'm not a dessert person. If there's a certain dessert I like, I'll get it. I'll take a few bites. But I'm not someone that's like, oh, I have to have something sweet. But now I feel like over the last several years, drinking sodas, I do feel like that, because I feel like with sodas, you know, they taste sweet, but it's almost like tricking your mind or tricking your body because you're not getting that sugar. Then your body starts craving the sugar. And that, I think, is where like I've been really enjoying the ice cream and stuff, whereas used to, I wouldn't have been like, oh, I have to have a spoon of ice cream. So is that good or bad? Like, what's your trade-off? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, which, in your opinion, is better or worse? I don't know. I like knowing that if I'm gonna drink a soda or a diet soda, that it's not going, isn't this crazy? Like, this actually softens out and smudges well for you have to do it before it sets, because once it sets, it is done. But I will link to everything that I'm using. But like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know which is better, which is worse, okay? Because I don't like the idea of, you know, the sweetener and all that mess that's in diet soda. So would it be better just to drink like a regular Coke every day or a regular Pepsi? I mean, I'm not gonna drink 10 of them. I don't know, I just feel like if I switch, I'm not gonna like diet sodas anymore, and then I'm gonna be like, oh no. So yeah, I mean, calories, Brad always says that. Brad's like, it's just all about calories, and it's true, you know. But at the same time, you have to be putting like good stuff into your body. And it is a mental thing. If you're just like, okay, I'm gonna trick myself and just eat a whole bunch of like good stuff, like no. I mean, that's not gonna work either. And what if, because then you're gonna start craving stuff, do you know what I mean? So live in moderation. Okay, do you see what I did? I feel like it's very like smudgy and pretty, but I didn't put on any dark eyeshadow. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I like a smudgy effect. Like, I like a plain, you know, just like clean, natural look, but I like the drama of like a smudged liner. I don't know, it's just sexy. I just like that. Okay, back to the cottage cheese, because I know like we talked about that, and then please don't go out and buy anything other than Daisy cottage cheese. It's not like a brand, it is a brand thing, but it's not like I'm a brand, so I'm like, oh, it has to be this. It is like night and day different from anything else. I tried to eat some different kind of cottage cheese. It tasted worse. Like, Daisy has the best taste, but just the little chunks of the cottage cheese, they're kind of like sharper or like more formed. Sometimes like you get cottage cheese and it literally is just like, ew, am I eating like curdled milk? I know that sounds disgusting, okay, but I just don't like the texture of some cottage cheese because it's just too creamy. This is like actually has like a bite to it. But just trust me, the Daisy cottage cheese is good. I can see where people would be so grossed out with cottage cheese, like if you get just a random brand, even a nice brand. I bought like a few nice brands and they were awful. You know, I'm not talking about like just like store brand cottage cheese, which can be, honestly, like some things I do prefer, like store brand. So it's not about buying one that's just more or that's a name brand, but Daisy cottage cheese is just different and it is so good. But that's a good thing. Like I said, it will, you know, it's protein. That's the thing, okay? You can go into your pantry or into your fridge and eat a whole bunch of just filler stuff that may not have calories, or that you might think is like good stuff, but if it doesn't have any protein and it doesn't fill you up, in an hour you are going to be craving something else and you're probably going to make a bad decision. So that's my those are my tips, okay? And again, like I said, I would rather have the real thing. I don't drink milk hardly ever, but when I do, I want a good glass of like 2% of whole milk. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, sorry. I'm not, you know, having whole milk in my cereal every single day. And if I did, I wouldn't be like turning the bowl up at the end. But I'd rather have that. I'd rather have like real sugar. I'd rather have real this or real, you know what I'm saying? Rather than a whole bunch of stuff that's fooling you. And you're just gonna end up like, when you do taste the good stuff again, do you know what I'm saying? So it's not as easy when you hear people talk about diets or what I eat in a day or this or that. Is I wake up in the morning and I have avocado toast and then I have this and I have a piece of cheese for lunch. No, you don't. Every single day you're not doing that. Okay, you're telling everyone your best case day, and that's just not realistic. There's millions of choices for food. And there's not a formula of eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that. And if you do follow something like that to lose weight, it's not gonna last, you're gonna break it. And then when you do break it, you're gonna go back to all the bad things that you deprived yourself on, you're gonna gain it right back, or feel bad, or whatever. So it's a philosophy, it's a mindset. I love to give examples, I love to talk about my real life, like what I'm doing. But use your common sense and don't deprive yourself. And it's just period, you know what I mean? Make healthy choices, but don't feel like you have to always get a salad when you go through fast food. No, get a hamburger sometimes if you want one. That's another thing. If I go through McDonald's and I want a hamburger, I'm not gonna get a double cheeseburger and fries. I'll get a hamburger, and it's satisfying and it's delicious. And guess what? I can't remember the last time I did that. And I don't even want one. But if I did, I'd go get one. Do you know what I mean? And it wouldn't matter, because I'm not gonna do it every single day. And as a mom, as someone, you know, taking care of a family, if your husband wants certain kind of meals, yeah, sure, make them. But you don't have to put all that on your plate. You don't have to eat every single thing. Anything you make at home, you can do healthier. You know, if your kid wants certain things, you just take the pressure off of yourself in making these big ass meals with all of these, you know, gotta have a loaf of bread, gotta eat this, gotta eat that. No, you don't. Make it available if your family wants to have it or whatever. You know, have the bread when you want it, but don't feel like you're eating it because that's what you had to do or had to make. I love this mascara. I feel like it's just getting, like, it just gets better and better. I need to do my eyebrows. And I'm telling you guys. Okay, so let's talk about this quickly, okay? The Beauty Blender. Okay, look at this one. This is a dupe, okay? So I buy these in packs of, I think that one is 5. That's a different one, okay? It's not the ones in the tube that I linked to a few months ago, or God, that was probably longer ago than that. Those were good. I mean, you would get like 8 or 10 of them for like, what, $10? I don't even know. It was crazy. But, or no, it wasn't that cheap. I think it was the price of like one, like, so it was like $20 and you get like 10, whatever. And one Beauty Blender alone is let's just say it's $20 even. I go through a Beauty Blender. It's my favorite thing to use for makeup application, for concealer, nothing. Even if I use a brush and I get in, this is my other brush that I really love. If I use a brush for my foundation, I always have to use a Beauty Blender, at least for concealer. You wash it every day. They say to replace it every 3 months. Mine don't, my name brand Beauty Blenders do not last that long if I'm cleaning them every day. And so I'm sorry, but for like 13 years, I've been buying Beauty Blenders. Like, I don't even want to know how much money I've spent on a dang Beauty Blender. And I do have a Beauty Blender story I'll share here in a second. But like, I'm not doing that, okay? So I found those dupes and they were actually pretty good. The first container I had were really good. The second one, some of them were like harder, or they felt more like those thick latex sponges, and I felt like it was just too hard. I love a squish, like really squishy. You know, I want it to feel soft where it's not like hurting my under eye like when I bounce it, you know? So I found the set of those, I believe comparably priced, you know, to those first dupes that I found, but the quality is incredible. I mean, these are just like the real thing, okay? And the other ones were very close. But until I got these, I was like, wow, this is really close. Now, listen, don't hate on me for getting a dupe, okay? I have put my money into Beauty Blender for so many years. I've talked about them on my channel for so many years. And okay, hold on. Let me talk about this before I start that story. So I want to share my story about like what happened. Okay, for my eyebrows, you guys, I haven't had to really like pencil them in, or not even that I did, but I haven't had to fill them as much. So I've just been using tinted gels, and some of the ones that I've had have been too, I don't want to say chalky, but like, you know, like they have a gray tint to them, like even, and I love this brand, but I cannot get these dark enough. The Hourglass, even when I buy the brunette, it has a gray cast. I look at myself in the sun and it looks chalky. This one is very good, and Benefit makes really good ones too. I love the Benefit Gimme Brow, but I had this for a long time, and I remember not using it because I was like, ooh, it's too dark. But I'm like, I was wanting a dark brow gel, so I was like, let me bust that back out, and I really like it. It is the shade, it's just the shade brown, and it's the Chanel Brow Gel, and it has little fibers in it. It is not like chalky or anything, and it puts off like so much color. and it's flattering. So that's what I've been doing to my brows lately. Okay, so Beauty Blender. Yeah, like years ago, I think in like 2008, I did a video on the Beauty Blender, and the only place, I mean, that's literally the only product that they had was the Beauty Blender. It was a, you know, not super buzzed about, like you would see it in magazines and, you know, makeup artists would use it, and it was a very new concept to me. I did a video on it, and I believe they reached out, or somehow we had like this email exchange. You know, they're gonna put me on their PR list or whatever, so I was like pumped. Best day ever, when like, oh my gosh, like I was dying, okay? And so then like shortly after that, I don't even know if it was like, it must have been quick, 'cause I don't think they ever even had time to even send me anything. But I think I kind of offended them, because I bought the Sonia Kashuk had just come out, I think, at Target, and she had a blue sponge. And it was like before people were really doing copycat sponges, but I was just excited, and I did this video where I was like comparing them, and you know, because I thought it'd be helpful. And yeah, I'm trying to think, did they reach out to me, or were we corresponding still from the time before? I sent them, or was it then they asked for my ad, and then when I wrote back to send them out, they were like, yeah, no, like, like they were real, like, I don't think they were into the fact that I did that, which nowadays, like, I don't think anybody cares. I don't know, like, I love it. I love a good, like, PR if it's something that I like. And of course, there's things I've discovered because, you know, if it's a brand that I like or whatever. A lot of good things I've discovered, new things that I would have never discovered had it not been for, like, a PR kit, you know? Years ago, I did videos on, like, cleaning up my, you know, makeup, and that was years and years ago. I think it was right when we first moved in here, or maybe at the old house, when I was cleaning up just that huge stash. And I went through and I even like took the time to get off of some of those lists, you know, because I think it's a great thing. But at the end of the day, especially like I say, with affiliate links, don't knock people using affiliate links, because those are people that, yeah, some people may have been sent things, but like I like the fact that I can buy whatever I want. I love it when a brand sends me something that I actually do like, you know, great. But I would rather just be, I want to shop. I like to find new things on my terms. I don't want to wait for someone to send me something. And then, why do I keep doing this to this eyebrow? I keep trying to fill that in right there, and I just keep destroying it. And see, like when I talk too, I go overboard. I just, like, I'll do my foundation for 20 minutes, okay? Like, I will F around with my eyebrows until I'm like unrecognizable. Okay, what do I need? Oh, I need blush. But you guys, I don't know. It's just, okay, first of all, okay, and speaking of, okay, Sigma, they sent me some new brushes lately, and I love this one. I don't think I've ever had a brush shaped like this. It's the F67 Skin Perfector. Here's what I get excited about new and different things, and I feel like over the years, every brand does the same thing. Every brand has the same this, the same that. So I love it when something is different, and I don't know, I've just never had a brush quite like this one, because it's called a Skin Perfector. You could use it for like powder, you know, if you were into that. I like it for blush, okay? But first, okay, so powder blush, yes, but I've got to use this because I love this. So I might layer a little bit over this, but it's the Iconic blush gel, and it is just the clearest, beautiful pink color. But they have different colors. This is the lightest color they have. I believe they have like 6 colors. So I've been doing my blush lately. I don't put it on the apples of my cheeks. I think it looks fresher to do it here. But yeah, go to, not like, I mean, yeah, a little like where you'd highlight, but then also down. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna put highlight over it, so it's gonna look real cute. But just down on your cheekbone, and then right before you get to the apples of your cheeks. It's just such a pretty color. I really love it. But anyways, that's fine. That looks great. But, and that will stay on. But sometimes it's like if you really want staying power, like layer, you know, or whatever. I really just want to do this so I can show you guys how pretty this is. But this color, this pale pink, the Bobbi Brown, I used to use this years and years ago, and I love it. But I just love how it just, and okay, this is my blush brush and y'all know this. Let me tell you, okay, so the Chanel, they've changed their brushes like the last couple years, and I just am heartbroken because I used to love Chanel brushes, but I especially love this one. This is my go-to blush brush always. It's just the original little Chanel one that you can't get anymore, but over time, you know, mine's puffed out, which is good. But when I first got it, I remember it was a little more tapered, but not this tapered. But that's why I like it, because it just places the color just like perfectly. Do you know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna be real pink. But this pale pink is pretty. And years ago, I used to love this color. This is like my second one I've had. Because I remember like actually getting to the pan on this years and years ago on here when we would use it all the time. And then like if it gets a little hot, you know, take your beauty blender and just just to blend right there where it meets your little eye area. Love this. This is like the best highlighter ever. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Wand. So good. There we go. She needs a little more. Thanks. You'll know I don't do a whole lot of contour. Like I don't always do it here, or I really love that Lancome stick for doing that. And honestly, you could, I mean, I would probably just use that for this, but I bought these a long time ago and I honestly really do like the contour, and it was one of those like double-ended ones. It's the KKW Beauty, but these are really buzzed about, and I have not had these very long, and it's like the containers could be better. Like I said, I have not had these very long. I don't use them every day, and the containers just crack, you know? And even this one, like I barely use this one, the highlight, and I'll tell you why. But even the lid on this one's cracked, and I never really used them. But it's not even like the lid, it's like the middle of it's cracking too. So I don't know. And then the writing wears off, so I don't know what shade this is exactly. I believe it's the, oh, I think it matched this because I think I got these in a set. So this must have been the Light 2 contour, which is really good. I mean, I like this tone, and I do feel like it stays on. I mean, I don't love, like I said, doing a ton of contour all over, but I think that's always pretty flattering, I think, just to do just a tad, a little bit on your nose. The product itself is good, and I think, you know, try it out. Like, hopefully the containers will improve. But I'm not like super fair. I mean, maybe, but the lightest highlighter is still not light enough. Like I need a light highlighter. But I'll show you what I like to do. I just like to take the highlighter that I use for my under eye, and usually that is like just right, you know? And I just like dab that in. And I think that's cute. Okay, so what else? Did I miss anything? Oh, I put the La Mer lip balm on because I like that. I want to show you what I do with my mist too. But this I've been really into again. The Buxom. This is the Buxom Celeste. I really like the Kimberly too. But the Kimberly and the Celeste are good, but they're like the shimmery ones. So I've been kind of into that again. I don't know, I think it's kind of fun because I haven't worn those in a while. Okay, and then to finish, this stuff is so good. First when I got it, I was like, this is so tiny. I use this every single day and it lasts. It really does make your makeup look good, like dewy, not powdery. Really helps kind of set everything, and then you can kind of even take your beauty blender if you were like, oh, there's a little much going on there. But what I like to do is actually then, after I spray my face, spray just a tad bit on your beauty blender. Make sure it's not too wet. And then go up under your eyes, like maybe where your concealer would crease or where you get crepey. You dab it, and it will not dab your makeup off as long as it's not too wet, you know, you don't want it to like pull up. And I feel like that just keeps that under eye area looking so much fresher. You guys, my battery almost made it through the whole thing, okay? Almost made it through the whole video. But, okay, y'all. I hope that you enjoyed this. Just seeing what I'm using at least, and like I said, everything will be in order, but also our little chat. I didn't talk about a lot of things that I was thinking I would talk about. We just did not have time, but I hope that the little chat about eating and food, I just think that's something that we all kind of, you know, no matter what your relationship with food is, if it's whatever you consider it, I think it's something that we all struggle with, even if you have the healthiest relationship with food or not so much or whatever. It's just something that I think is always interesting to talk about, and people do ask, you know, and something that if you were wondering, and I just think that, like I said, it's not so much a formula with me. You're not gonna get that, and I think if you did, it would be unrealistic, but at least you can know my kind of like philosophy on it and how I feel truly like I've always had a pretty healthy relationship there with food. And if you could just take one little tidbit or want something that might make you feel better or might change the way you think about this or that, or something that might take some pressure. I don't know. I just hope that it was helpful or at least entertaining. And I don't know, you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. I'll link to everything that I'm wearing. Like I said, didn't get to talk about a lot of things that I wanted to talk about. Next week, I'm doing a huge spring everything video. Must-have favorites, clothing items, new things. Just do not want to miss that. It's going to be so, so good, and some new, a few new must-haves. So don't miss that. That's going to be like a really good one. I'll link to everything that I'm wearing. My bracelet did come. I want to post a picture on Instagram. I don't know if I'll post it before this video goes up, but just like what these bracelets look like all together. Oh my gosh, you guys. And this one is the clover one. Very affordable, as well as these earrings. So don't be fooled. And I will, I'll link to those. I'll link to my necklace, the top, which I think is just such a fun color and kind of a fun different shirt. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Have the best weekend ever and a good week next week. Follow me on Instagram for, you know, in between video stuff. And I love that so many of you guys are following on Like to Know It. I think my Like to Know It account, I might have like, I think I'm almost to like 30,000 followers, which is great. And I feel like, you know, especially if you do that, you're really following for details, or you're following for, you know, or you get it, or and I hear so many people that still don't use that or don't understand, but still are interested in my, you know, what I'm wearing or this or that, and it's so easy. Even though I'm someone that publishes on it, I was late to the game of just utilizing it and following people that I liked and, you know, using it myself. And when I finally started doing that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so good. So follow me on there. You can download the Like to Know It app, which is so easy. I think people make a bigger deal about it than it is, or I don't understand. And there's nothing to even understand. It's just so easy. But download the Like to Know It app, and then follow me. Makeup by Tiffany D is my name on there, same as everything else. I keep it very simple there. And follow everyone that you like on Instagram or YouTube, whatever that you like to get info from. And then it's literally, when you look at that, it's like you're scrolling Instagram, but with, you know, all of the posts are in order, people that you like, you don't miss a post, okay? There's not some funky algorithm, you know, but all of the items from the picture is linked right below it. And it's so easy, so you'll never have questions about, I don't know. So I post there a lot. So on Instagram, I do post a lot, but on Like to Know It, I post even more things. There's something in my eye, and I don't. So follow me there too. And I love you guys. I just want to talk about so much. But yeah, I'm so happy right now. I feel like just moving into spring and summer is just feeling so good. And I think all of you guys can relate. So after a very long fall and winter, like the longest fall and winter, I think, of all of our lives. So anyways, y'all, thanks for watching. I could talk to you all day long, but I'll let you go. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye, y'all.